join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you would please remain standing just for a few minutes. For those that we've lost in the wars, and especially for Colin Dixon, Marjorie Delbar, and Charles Rousseau.
Our associate pastor, Reverend Mike Millen, he just got married over a month ago, and his wife suddenly passed. He's an assistant to Reverend Carter, and he buried her Friday.
Thank you. Welcome everyone tonight. Do we have any public comment on agenda items? No? No comments? We'll go into department head reports. Do you have any sewer report? No? No? Fire?
Fire, yes. There were 10 calls for the month of August. I am going to read this because there's an interesting one at the end. 1 EMS assist, 1 motor vehicle accident, 1 gas leak, 1 tree on fire, 1 wires on a car, 1 rubbish car, 1 boat in distress, 1 food on the stove, presumably burning, 1 automatic alarm, and 1 porta potty fire. That's the interesting one because that same porta potty, I think, had been dragged into the pond earlier, and I'm sure it will come up in discussion later. The chief of our fire company and I would like to join him in thanking both the village and our community as a whole for the wonderful support that we received for the carnival. It was a terrific event, and we're gearing up to an even bigger one with the county convention and parade coming up this month. Also of note, the board should be aware that Ryan Gibson is now holding the position of first lieutenant. And also, we regret that Christopher Butler has resigned as second lieutenant due to a job and a move out of our district. There are other things, but they're separate agenda items.
Buildings?
Yes, I spoke with John Hager in regards to, I think, the conversation maybe you had with him, Mr. Flynn, in regards to cutting down the cycle time of when someone actually gets hit with a notice of remedy to their property and cleaning up their lawns or any type of debris that they have in their yard. So he and Mr. Terwilliger are both working on trying to cut down the cycle time. I think right now it can get in the process of 5 to 6 weeks, so we're going to try to cut it down, or they're going to try to cut it down to make it a little quicker, so that people can get processed quicker, and that way they can either get a fine or have to, get their property cleaned up. Yeah, that's all I have.
Police?
Mr. Mayor, village trustees. For the month, the police department logged in 1,787 incidents. Of those, 23 were arrests, 378 were summonses. Our revenues for the month was $4,903.50. Our 7 vehicles were driven a total of 6,075 miles using 795.3 gallons of fuel. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Water.
Number 1, raw water. Reservoirs, 92% capacity. Number 2, water plant. Daily average water usage in village, 472,000 gallons per day. Daily average water usage in the town, 80,000 per day, gallons per day. Total combined water usage, 552,000 gallons per day. Water storage tanks, back in service. That's all I have.
1 For the mayor's report, first I'd like to thank Roy Hannawalt for his work on the fountain across from Sacred Heart. He had several different donations for that, and the Vision is working on a few more projects. They would like to send a thank you out to Roy Hannawalt, as would the board, for his work and his donations. The treasurer is looking for feedback on the auditors. So if anyone has any feedback as far as preference for the auditors, they'll give a report at the next meeting. But if you have any feedback, please email him. Also downstairs, you'll notice there's a basket. It is for donations for veterans, and the American Legion Auxiliary is collecting items for veterans, and the basket will be located downstairs in Village Hall. The list of donations will be listed in the paper, so please check that. There's several different items, very easy items that can be gathered, and those are all tied into a main project for 9/11. Okay, moving into old business. I would like to move on the transfer threshold that we have been discussing, unless there is some more discussion that needs to be on that. The treasurer was asking for a $500 limit on the transfer threshold, which means if the transfers are fine, under 500, anything $500 and over, we would be notified and we would have to vote on it. Does that sound okay to everybody? Are there any other questions on that?
What's the normal transfer when we had transfer funds? Does anybody have an idea of the dollar amount if we move money around?
Could be anything. Could be
I
from,
know about water, if we move water, that funds, do you remember what it was? Was it just a couple bucks or was it thousands or?
Well, if it was from sewer to water to cover a period of time, it could be a substantial amount.
Right.
Yeah.
I think what the treasurer's looking for too is also between, if you had to move, a department head had to move from a .4 to a .2.
right.
Okay.
From another, like Pat has a few accounts, if he needed to go from the maintenance guy to over to the labor guy,
Correct.
Okay.
between their line items as well. And those could be less amounts of money, but yet would like the board's.
Exactly.
I would just suggest to raise it maybe to 1,000, only because, but with notification, just to notify the board that it's happening, in order for business to continue. I mean, the 500 just seems like such a small amount. So 501, he's gonna be coming to us for a transfer request.
So that's what I'm wondering, what, I'm okay with the notifying us and all
But-
that, but I don't know about.
Right, well, my thought on 500, because actually 250 was mentioned, and I asked to bump it up to 500. My thought on 500 also is, there's a good reasoning for that as far as budget. We're trying to get these people to budget, we're trying to get every department to budget better. And to do that means less transfers, less, everything needs to be where it should to begin with. Obviously, you can't know everything ahead of time, and that's why you need transfers. But sometimes transfers are because it was poor planning. So that's another reason why he had actually come up, he had mentioned 250, then went up to 500 quickly. I understand, maybe we can say notification 500 to 1,000, vote at 1,000. Because
Yeah.
I would like to be notified for a $500.
Well, I think we should.
$500 transfer is actually large.
I think we should get notified for all of them, but I don't think it's something that's an uncommon business practice, that, different accounts get transfers in between each of them. And it's, the whole point of a transfer is that it's usually for something that is for unseen. Or if,
Emergency.
yeah, or if you spent an item in one area, or one line item, and you have an overflow in another item that would be able to match it up and wash it out. So, I mean, to me, it's just, I'm not saying we should be notified of any transfer amount. We should be notified on every transfer amount that happens, even if it's $3. But, just to be able to, give, I guess, the treasurer a little flexibility and make sure that, we're moving along with regular operations and duties of the village, would help.
Right, I think that it's gonna help us during budget time to know that, if someone has 20 transfers, why did that occur? So I think this is a good idea. Does anyone else have any discussion?
Well,
Yes.
Just
there
a-
has never been any transfers of monies that I know of, to my knowledge, that hasn't been approved, notified by the board anyway, that I know of. All money transfers have been approved by the board, to my knowledge.
Even within their own, like say within Pat's own department, Gina?
Yeah, all.
$5, $20, $50? All right, then he's not looking for just notification, he's looking for board approval at 500.
Right.
That's what he's looking for, not notification.
And those ladies, I don't think would have transferred money anyway without board approval.
Well, no, that's why he's asking for it, is it is going on. It is going on without board approval. That's why he's asking for $500 threshold.
But in the interest of transparency, the treasurer has asked us for input in how we want the monthly report displayed in the
Correct.
future. Maybe there is a way of flagging transfers on that report that we should be asking for. It would cover everything, irrespective of the size.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about one sheet. You're talking about one sheet at the end of the report saying, you know, these 10 accounts, account A562 transferred to A7272. You know, I mean, that's
Right,
at the end of, that could be at the end of a report,
Right. I think what,
which
you know what?
Which I hope we're gonna get eventually.
I know
That
what?
would be nice, yeah.
Let's hold off on it because I'll let the treasurer explain it. What I think he's more concerned with is that money's being transferred without, we're notified, but it's done already. The transfer's already been done by the time it gets to us, so we're notified. Rather than us making a decision of a $500 to $1,000 item being transferred if we're in agreement with that. Because this is not what we voted on when we voted on the budget. So that's why he was concerned. So we'll push that and so that he has a chance to explain the reasonings for that, okay? Moving on to new business. Approval of the minutes is written regular meeting August 19th, 2013. Questions? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The approval,
Pat,
yes,
I don't know if your agenda had it, but we have a August 27th meeting as well.
okay. Approval of minutes for August 27th, as written.
So
They're so moved by Charlie. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. Approval of the appraiser for the Knights of Columbus. Any questions?
I had said at the last meeting that we would probably get lower than that 1,700 initial. So I talked to Gina once or twice, and I was happy to hear that that number came down to 850. So it's much better.
And this came from the Knights?
Yes.
So yeah, I want to thank Pat Rose for going out and handling that. That was about almost $1,000 savings for him to make that move. So do we have a motion to accept Damas Appraisals as the appraisal company for the Knights of Columbus?
So moved.
second.
All those in favor? Approval of the fire department request to hang a banner across Main Street for their parade on 9/28.
Oh, I'll move that.
I'll
Charlie,
second.
do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Questions? No?
Good. Too late.
The height, okay, I'm just concerned with the height. And how big the band, does anybody know what it is?
I would say in the motion that we just make sure he checks with DPW, make sure it's a good size.
No, it's, they
Somebody-
plan to do it the same way it was done in the past, when we had the Pepsi banners.
Okay, right, that's the only thing I was concerned with.
Going across Town Hall?
Okay,
Okay.
yes.
Across Town Hall, across to the
To the
post office. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Approval of fire department request for local burn fund to collect during the OCBFA Parade. Any questions? Do we understand what that is?
On the back was a letter.
Right, you guys are good?
I just
What they're gonna do is, the chiefs are gonna be going down during the parade route, and they're gonna be collecting for this burn fund, this is countywide,
Do we need to?
okay? All those in favor? Do I have a motion? Need a motion?
I just a quick question, I'm totally for it, I think it's great, do we need to approve it though, Jim?
I think they're asking for it because of other things the board is not approved for the event, vendors wise, so they want to be sure the board is
okay.
okay with it.
I'll make the motion, we approve.
Second.
All those in favor? The renewal of the Firth Cliff Technology Agreement? Questions?
Is this who we've used all along?
Yes.
By any chance, is it the same provider that the town uses?
No.
In the past, have we had them checked out from a security standpoint?
I believe it was checked in the audit from the New York State, right, Gina, about
Yes.
passwords, codes, how they're changed
Yes.
periodically and stuff like that.
Good. Do I have a motion to accept Firth Cliff Technologies for a 1-year agreement? Do I have a motion?
I'll move the motion.
How long has this guy been, this is the
Fred Lewis.
Fred?
Okay, been here quite a while.
Yep, that's what I remember.
Is that in your second?
Yes.
You sure? Take a minute.
That's fine.
Okay. I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Request for homecoming parade, O'Neill PTO, October 20th, 2013, 3:30 to 6:30. So moved by Mr. Brown.
Second the motion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution, unpaid May 2013 water rents and shut-off notice. Whereas the Village of Highland Falls has 109 delinquent water accounts in the amount of $24,398.29 remaining unpaid, including late fees from May 2013 water billings, now therefore be it resolved that the clerk notify all delinquent water customers that unless payment is made before 4 p.m. on Tuesday, September 24th, 2013, water service will be terminated. Be it further resolved that if any service is so terminated, a reconnect fee of $75 will be charged to restore said service.
Is that anybody know if that's an unusually high number, or is that pretty much,
Pretty regular.
is it, is that high usually?
Yep.
I mean, it seems like a whole lot to be terminated.
The sewer number usually looks pretty big.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's just, there's a lot of people like, it's 109.
Gina, how many usually get totally shut off?
Third?
I can't even venture a guess, because this brings most of them in.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
So do just regular, doing a roll call on
I
this?
think we need a roll
We'll do a
call.
roll call.
All right, roll call.
We
I'll
need
make
a
the motion to approve first.
Motion second, roll call.
Second was. Roll call, trustee Salvo,
Aye.
trustee Mallon,
Aye.
trustee Brown,
Aye.
trustee Murphy,
Aye.
Mayor Quinn.
Aye. And a motion for the bills and claims fiscal year 13-14. Nope, $124,275.72. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it, but in fact, I think it was Fred Lewis who had failed to sign his voucher. We do need to pay attention to signing off those things, and also I'd like to make a request that when departments order things like tires in large quantities, they identify which vehicle those tires are going on.
That's an excellent idea.
So,
I don't know, I think
move
Gina's
we
got
pay
the
the
original
bills.
one.
Charlie is moving to pay the bills and claims. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Brown. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Gina,
Yes.
you have the one?
I
Okay.
just wanted you to see the note from Ed that he saw them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's great.
Public comment.
Okay.
I know, we're gonna deal with it later. Public comment? Board comment? Charlie?
I don't think I got it.
Jim?
Yeah, I just would like to request and see, but I'm gonna email the treasurer to try to get a treasurer's report. Like I said, it doesn't have to be from the KVS operating system that we normally have. The previous treasurer did something on Excel, and I think it was easier for everybody to read, and that might be what his hesitation is. But I would really just love to get an idea of, our monthly report that we were getting. It is something that's seen by New York State Audit and State Controller's Office that we need to have something. So I appreciate the verbal one that we get monthly, but I think we need something.
And he has stated he is putting that together. He is also in the middle of the year report,
Right.
and so those two things he's working on as we speak. Bob?
Nope. I don't have any.
Mr. Brown? Okay, we're gonna move into executive session, to discuss specific individuals and personnel matters. Do I have a motion to move into executive session? So moved. Do I have a second? Second by Bob.
What was what were we moving in for?
It says it right on here, discuss specific individuals and personnel matters.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Like,
Opposed? Thank you so much. Enjoy the night.